Picture this. You are a solo developer or a solo builder, maybe even a little mix of both, and you've been kind of making things on and off for quite some time now. Not really anything great, but you have been making things. 2026 begins, and you wander in a game that is so amazing, so stunning, it leaves you awestruck. And as the year goes by, you keep finding more of these builds and games that are just so amazing to you, and you can clearly tell that the people that have made them have put so much time and effort into it and taken themselves so seriously to make them. And with that in mind, you're like, okay, I want to start doing that. I'm going to start taking my games and my builds seriously. So you start doing it. And, you start seeing progress. And as you're doing so, a few weeks later, you're hit with this. The dynamic face change. Okay, surely it's not that bad. They'll give us the option to toggle it on or off, or to not wear it, and you don't really pay it too much mind, but it's in the back of your head, so you keep building or making your game, not really worrying, right? A few more weeks pass, maybe a month, and then you're hit with this. The evaluation process, the new publishing requirements, the final nail in the coffin. And you're left wondering, do I keep making games on Roblox now? Is this what I want to do? And you're just confused. What do I do now? I've been wondering how I was gonna cover the current state of Roblox for quite a while now, and I've had a few attempts here and there, but I never really ended up finishing them because I didn't really like how they turned out. And I've also wondered, how am I gonna make a video like this when there's been thousands and thousands of other YouTubers that have already talked about this? And well, I thought, okay, how about I talk about being a solo dev or being a solo builder, since I fit into that category. And, well, I'm pretty sure there's probably been a ton of people that have come out and stated their piece on the matter that have fit into that category, but I'm gonna be one of those people. If you're wondering why the intro was so specific and all the details, it's because that is exactly how I was dealing with all the news and changes that were coming to light so very quickly. I didn't know what the hell to do, so you know what? We're gonna have a quiz. When all this news was coming to light, did I either A, stop making Roblox games completely, B, I still don't know, or C, I still make games? If you picked A, you're correct. If you picked B, well, you're kinda right, but not exactly. If you picked C, aw, you have me in mind? You still think I make games? Well, I wish, but bro, I gotta be honest with you. You're wrong! Alright, let's get back on track to the topic of the video, okay? Because we're getting a little wacky here. So, as a disclaimer, if you don't want to hear, like, the same things regurgitated or rephrased for the millionth time, then you might want to click off of this video now and not waste your time listening to me because, well, if you've already watched every Green Lego Cats video, then you're not really going to learn anything new here, okay? I'm just saying. That guy's the GOAT, by the way. No, no mean words or any negative things directed towards him. What I want to talk about is being a solo dev or a solo builder, like the title suggests, in the modern times of Roblox. What I'm not going to be talking about is being in a competition for being at the top, because this kind of thing was only as a form of creativity. A creative outlet for me, something I can show the world for free. I was never in this for the money, okay? And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are in the same boat in that regard. So, I'm just saying, though, I think I can at least say, I think we all know the top games are a slop fest. Anyway, I fit into the category of being a solo dev and solo builder. To be more specific, I don't code, I just build. Like, I make showcases, that kind of thing. So, to go back to the intro, where I was rambling about how I was impacted when things were first arising. So, what was that game that I initially saw, like, you know, the game or build that caused me to start taking my craft seriously? Well, it was none other than Verdant Enigma by Kayak, and you can actually see in background footage that is the game I'm in right now. Let me unblur the screen. It's beautiful, bro. Dude, if you're watching this, also, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but if you're watching this, dude, this build is amazing. Like, I'm serious. If you keep making things on Roblox, bro, just know, I'm sure you'll make the best things ever. But anyway, and I've seen this guy's builds before, the Kayak guy, and I was blown away by them, sure, but none of them, like, inspired me as much as Verdant Enigma did. Like, dude, I knew! Once I did everything in that game, like, got all the badges and just looked at everything, I had to start taking my own, making my own builds and start, you know, taking things seriously as well. I had to start making my own grandiose builds and structures as well, right? Now, here's the thing, though. The method of building that build used, Verdant Enigma, is a style that it goes in many names, and it is called stud building, the stud style, brick building, classic brick building, the building that has to do with studs, right? And now, I had made builds that used studs before, but they weren't good. None of them used any of the rules that brick building follows, right? Like, clearly. Now, before I found Verdant Enigma, I found Viper Enclave by 567 Koala. His build was, dialed back a bit in time using, like, circular studs and other forms and techniques to get the classic retro Roblox feel. So, I started using circular studs, and I did make some builds using them, but they never really got finished, and they also weren't that good looking either, to be honest, but, not as bad as some other things. But, once again, once I saw that game by Kayak, I knew I had to lock in and hone my craft. Whilst I was doing so, I was also admiring other builds, to go back to the intro again, when I was seeing, a bunch of other games and builds that looked, amazing. This is what I'm talking about. I was also admiring other builds that used the brick building style that I was, I was starting to grow really immensely fond of. And, how about I do this? To list some of the games that I was looking at that I still freaking love how they look. And, some other builds before I started, building for real. Here they are. Starry Night. Viper Enclave. Sinister Gale Peninsula. Building Blocks Forever. Razvillainy Galuga. I hope I said that name right. The House on Brick Lane. Cosmic Factory Complex. The Despondent Sorcerer, Satellite of the Solitary, I think, Solitary, Enthralled, Spookfest, Shrouded Restaurant, The Arcathedral, The Winter is My Only Guide, Lux Lucet Bellum, I hope I said that right, Curio Galkiva, Retro Sandhills, The Lands Between, Wave Odyssey, Solith, Ethereal Sky Revival, On the Old Dusty Road, Spaceport 6, Retroborn, Pine Hill Library, Cave Fae, Slavic Winter, I Saw There in the Sea, Overgrown Station, The Fate of San Telmo, Time Stands Still, Subterranean Escape, Torrenter's Marketplace, and A Slice of Para. And that's just to name a few. They're all spectacular in their own right. I favorited them all for a reason, okay? So, what am I getting at here? So, to talk about Roblox, with the constant awful changes being brought down by Roblox upon us, such as dynamic faces, the new publishing requirements, locking additional DevX money by needing to not use R6 in your games. That one is so ridiculous. Age checking and face scans to access chat. I mean, we have quote-unquote save chat now, but the damage is done, bro. Needing ID verification for, literally everything, and that's just a small bit of some things they've done in 2026. There's quite a few more, but I'm not really gonna list everything. And dare I mention things before 2026, but I won't. With all of that said, it's just becoming too much for a solo dev / builder like me. And I know I'm not alone on that. I know I'm not. I've seen videos of people talking about this, dude. It sucks. Because, sure, I could move to another game engine and make things there, but I don't want to. Sure, I could go into Blender or some other 3D software and make things there, but I don't want to. I think I can say that Roblox, and not only that, the building style and things I wanted to do were exclusive to Roblox! If I tried doing it somewhere else, it just wouldn't be the same, and that's not what I want. That's not what I want to do in the first place. I've been on this platform since 2014, man. Obligatory freaking mention of old join date, right? But it's just to say that I've seen and I've done a lot on here. I've talked to probably thousands of people. If I never came to this site, like, I wouldn't have the friends that I really care about that also really care about me too today. So this platform has really impacted me in ways that I still cannot fathom, in ways that I just cannot believe has ended up this way, you know? So of course, I was left wondering what the hell to do for months when hit with all those new changes coming to the platform. Of course, I was worried. I didn't know what I was going to do. Of course, I was confused. And, you know, if you're wondering why that dynamic face thing was something I mentioned, and it has to do with the style I was growing fond of. You know, the stud, the classic Roblox, you know, classic old school brick building, whatever the frick you want to call it. They're wiping their history, man. They're making 2D clothing harder to make. They removed classic faces completely. I mean, these are things that are pivotal to old Roblox, and they hate R6 clearly because it's never in promotional material. So it just sucks, you know? Like, I hope that makes sense, because Jesus Christ, man. Like I mentioned previously, this was a form of creativity for me, a creative outlet, one that I admittedly, you know, probably relied too much on, because I only had this. No other things like drawing or making music, none of that. So, with all of this, I feel like I can't do anything anymore. I feel like the one way I was able to make things, the one way I was able to express myself, to make awesome creations, has just been stripped away from me. And now all that's left is this hollow husk of what once was freaking quote-unquote Sir Seth, right? Now, this isn't a pity party, okay? Like, I'm gonna pick myself up. I'll find a new way of being creative, a new way to make things and show the world what I have done or made. It just hurts, you know? You spend years making things on this platform, whether it be stupid, silly, you know, non-serious, sometimes serious, but, you know, not really that good. And when you finally start to do things for real, when you finally start to see progress, when you're, you know, taking yourself seriously for once, seeing yourself grow, this corporation rips your heart out, throws it on the floor, and stomps on it. Like, oh my god, man. And for some other context, I also made these games not just for me, but for my friends to see also. That's what my earliest games on this platform were for, right? I still can't say that right, but you know what I mean. To share with my friends and see their reactions to whatever bullcrap I made that day. And, you know, maybe some other random people can see it too and get a laugh out of it or be intrigued by what I made even. But now? Some of my friends can't even play them anymore. A huge majority of this site can't now because I can't get any of my games to all ages. Small solo developers or builders such as myself, it's impossible! It is literally impossible to do that because of this ridiculous evaluation process Roblox has set up. I mean, sure, my games are 16 plus, but like I said, some of my friends can't. And like half of the site can't play anything I put out anymore because one, they aren't ID verified, which, you know, I completely understand, reasonably so. And two, it's impossible to get games that you make to all ages when you're solo. Like, they have made this whole process, this whole change, completely catered towards full-time developers, not hobbyists, or developers that have a huge audience or income already, because, you know, screw everyone else, I guess. Like, Jesus Christ. As much as I wish to keep making builds or games on this platform, I just can't do it anymore. I can't even bring myself to play this site for myself anymore because of these changes they keep putting onto us. One thing after another, and the newest one, they finally gave studio to Roblox now, but guess what? It's just AI prompts! That's all it is! You ask a dumb AI to, you know, make the game for you! It's so stupid! And on top of that, all the other AI crap, I mean, if you look at their freaking letters they send to their dumb investors and crap, they're always saying we're an AI-driven platform. Like, oh my god, I hate this. It's such a garbage mess. It is so awful, dude. I hate this. Like, this platform, bro, I just wanted to make things, dude. That's it. And it became increasingly harder to make things on here, and I just don't want to do it anymore. Like, it just feels morally wrong to me to keep playing this site or making things, right? And as much as I want to make things for my friends to see their reactions and other things, I just can't. Like, my friends and, you know, millions of other people can keep playing this platform all they like and do whatever they want. Godspeed to you, right? But I just can't do this anymore, man. Like, seriously. This has gotten to a point of no return. I don't even know if a new CEO could make things better. Like, if a new CEO came in here, made everything better somehow, I would still feel these trust issues and just this constant worry if I started making things again, if even. Like, this spark I once had to make things on here has just been cast aside by this freaking hurricane, this tsunami, and it would be a miracle if it would ever rekindle again. It's awful, dude. I hate this. I genuinely hate this. It just sucks. It sucks so much. I could say that for a million times, and it would probably hit the same every single time, dude. Oh my god. And, you know, to end this video, because I'm just going to be constantly rambling forever and ever, because I could if I wanted to. But to end this off, I know there might be some people that fit into this category of solo dev and solo builder that won't stop making games on Roblox, and to that I commend you, bro. Like, I wish you the best. I wish you the best of luck. Godspeed to you again. Like, by all means, keep doing things, bro. Like, if this is your passion, go for it. But to be honest, also, like, just make sure you have a backup plan, man. That's all I gotta say, alright? See ya.